All right, so we are going to create a pop-up in Klaviyo. And let me just adjust this because I think I decreased the zoom a little bit. Okay, so the basic thing is you would go into sign up forms. And again, I'm showing you in Klaviyo as a case study or a tutorial, but in fact, it's pretty much a similar process for any email marketing that you're using, whether it's, MailChimp or Aweber or, OmniSend. You're going to be able to create an opt-in form, add your information, and attach it to some sort of a list that you have. So for most cases, this is going to be attached to like a basic newsletter type list, but you can really create whatever you want to. So if we're doing this in Klaviyo, I'm going to try to walk you through this as quickly and like as basic as possible because there's a lot of options in Klaviyo, and I know a lot of people get confused because there are so many different options. And don't get frustrated by that. Think of it as this is a powerful platform and that you can do a lot of really cool things. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to look at the different types of opt-in forms. And an opt-in form is what this is. And then the style of this is a pop-up. So a pop-up, a flyout, embed, full page, full screen. So for this, we're going to focus on having a pop-up because every website should have a pop-up where it can collect email addresses. So I'm going to first filter and click pop-up, and then I'm going to click collect emails. So to be honest with you, what I would suggest you do is to do emails and phone number. But for now, we're just going to do a simple email opt-in. We're going to also come over here and we're going to click on coupon and offer because I want you to give your email list an incentive to join your email list because no one wants to join a newsletter. They want something in return. And there's a lot of things that you can give people. You don't have to give a discount, but you want to have something that they can kind of incentivize them to join. So this is basically the filtered list of options. So we're going to kind of just look through and we're going to look at what's like a basic discount offer type of thing that gives us an email address, a button, and then text and an image. So I'm going to go through here and I'm going to say first off, like this one looks good. Actually, no, that's discount before exit. Never mind. This one right here looks good. The in the club. We're going to kind of avoid multi-step for now. That's like a bit more advanced, but if you don't want to use an image, this one right here, time to celebrate, that's fine. And see how right here it shows desktop and mobile? You always want to make sure that you have a desktop and mobile pop-up. This one's good if you have a really nice horizontal image like a flat lay where there's one side that is blank where you can add a text thing over it. And then this one right here is really good too. This image and text one, this one down here. So pretty much most of these are good. It says free shipping offer, but like you don't have to do that. You can do whatever you want to. So you can kind of customize that one. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to choose one that has an image and text block and that is not multi-step. So it's going to come down to this one right here. So I'm going to say in the club and I'm going to name it website pop-up 10% off. Actually, I'm going to do 20% off. Email subscriber list. I don't have an email subscriber list because this is a brand new Klaviyo platform. So that might be you setting this up for the first time. For now, just click newsletter. You can always change it to something else, but it's generally going to be like a newsletter or something like, you can customize it. It could be website pop-up email list only. So I'm just going to click newsletter for now. And I'm just going to leave this alone. So I'm not going to click SMS subscriber list. I'm going to click create form and we can start designing it. And what I'm going to do just for ease and purpose is I'm actually going to use my old logo and images from my old business, the Dapper Dog Box, just to kind of keep it simple and have something to use here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pretend to design knowing that this is the option here. So for starters, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and look at the targeting first. So right here, I'm going to leave that alone for now. But what I want you to be aware of is the show based on rules, and then right here. So for a regular pop-up, this is not an exit pop-up. It's not like a re-engagement pop-up. It's literally someone goes to your website, they're on there, click scrolling through, and then 10 to 15 seconds after they're on your website, a pop-up shows up that says 10% off, 20% off, join our email list and get a free gift with purchase, whatever. So I'm going to change this to 10 seconds. You could change it to like 20 seconds, 15. Let's change it to 15 seconds. The thing is that when you don't touch that and it goes off 5 seconds after someone's been in your website, if they already aren't convinced that they want to buy from you, they're just going to X out of that pop-up. So I really like to have it disperse out after someone's been on your website for like 10, 15 seconds. The other alternative is this right here. Show after scrolling a percentage of the page. And so I like that as well. But I'm going to, for this, I'm just going to tell you, do the like 10 to 15 seconds after page load. That means when someone lands on your website, it takes 15 seconds before the pop-up comes up. And what that does, it just gives someone a chance to like scroll through basically. This right here, display frequency, you can kind of leave it to how Klaviyo tells you, and you can read more information about that. Why they have this is because basically when someone X's out of the pop-up and then they go to the website the next day, the pop-up's going to come up again. So you want to be cognizant of that. And I think 5 days is fine. You can also just uncheck that. The problem is if you uncheck this, someone's going to go to the website and the pop-up's going to go off constantly and it's going to be really irritating. So I would have it at least a day, basically. So, and then make sure that it's showing on all devices. You want this to be on mobile and desktop, basically. So these are kind of, for now, the basic things that you want for the targeting and behavior. You can definitely add more specifics, like down here. You can only show on certain URLs, things like that. So for example, if someone's like already a subscriber to you and they're logging into their site to log in to get membership points or something, then you don't want this pop-up to go off, because this is mainly going to be for first customers. And if they already have an account with you where they're checking their account for membership points, then you don't want this pop-up going off. So you can do a little bit more advanced targeting, but for now, we're just going to do the bare basics, which is don't show after like a day or so, which basically means when someone X's out of it, it doesn't keep popping up over and over and over and over again. Because trust me, that is the easiest way for someone to leave your website when you have something like that on your website. And then waiting a few seconds before the pop-up goes off. So that's going to be under targeting and behavior, under show based on rules. And then show on page load again. We already set this up here. So, okay, so we're going to go back here and we're going to look at styles. So we've already chosen the right image, but again, you can say I want on the left. You can also say no image, but we definitely want an image, and I'm going to put the image on the right, and we're just going to keep what we have here. You can also adjust here like small, medium, large. We can look at what the large looks like. So if you have a really beautiful image, you can make it bigger basically, but I'm going to keep it at the medium size. And then you can kind of adjust some of the settings in here under the visuals. So we can let's go in and start like adjusting things. So basically with this, you don't get a ton of options here. So I'm going to take my image and I'm going to add a different image here. Sorry, I haven't done this in a while, so I'm forgetting where you added. Hold on one sec. Oh, right here, replace. Okay. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to upload a new image. Okay, so I'm going to add this image here. It's like a Christmassy image. See, and that doesn't look, whoops, too much horizontal. Okay, so this image doesn't work because the image block is too small. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to swap out a different image here. So let's see what else I have. I saved 3 different images to see which one might work best. Okay, perfect. So this one, so see how we have the dog, we have the box, and we have like this table. We kind of want to make the dog in the box more centered. So we're going to kind of push this towards the bottom and see what happens. Oops, wrong way. Vertical alignment. Okay, perfect. And to be honest with you, if we could zoom in a little bit, that would also be really, really nice. So I'm going to see if we can crop this a little bit. And I'm going to come here and I'm going to crop like this. And then let's see how that looks. And then you want to click save. Okay, so yeah, it looks fine. I think that's good enough. Ideally, you would like crop out some of this excess background, but I think that looks fine for now because we're just doing a tutorial. Okay, and then here we want to adjust the text. So 20%, we want the discount or incentive to be the most prominent part on the image, on the pop-up. So 20% off your first purchase. We're gonna come in and we're gonna actually adjust the color of the font or the text because we want it to be a little bit more on brand. And so I don't have the hex code of that purpley box color, but I'm gonna try to match it just by kind of playing around here. 20% off. And see, that doesn't look very good. So I'm actually gonna just use black for now. And then I think we'll use the button we'll use the call to action button with the purple color. We're gonna go, we're gonna do button color. We're gonna find like a purpley, so it kind of matches the box and it's more on brand. And then the button like pops out. So that's kind of what you would do for that. You can then come in here and you can adjust the font and things like that. So let's kind of go back up here. 20% off your first purchase. And then we're gonna see if we can add a little bit more text here in a smaller font. And say, add your email address and get 20% off your first order. Other amazing discounts or something. So I'm gonna see if we can make this not so like, let's do Poppins. 20% off your first purchase. Add your email address and get 20% off your first order plus other amazing discounts. And that looks really bad, so I'm actually just gonna get rid of that. Excuse me. And then you can come in here and just adjust the font that is yours. So you can look at the different font options. For now, I'm just going to keep this as is, but that's how you would adjust the font. You would go through here. You can add your own font. And for now, I'm going to leave everything else. But again, you can change the background color if you want to come in here and change. Move this up a little bit more. And my recording thing is kind of, see if I can close this. It's like blocking my thing, but okay, that's okay. Okay, so 20% off your first purchase, email, continue, created with Klaviyo. So you can kind of adjust some things in here. So here is the form background. So if you want to change the color here, if we click here, it's going to change the whole color, which looks awful, but we're going to keep it white for now. But you can adjust that. You can add an image. Overlay color is going to add an image there. So you can kind of do a couple fun things there. And then you can kind of adjust these things here. But for now, we're just going to keep it super simple and use their form because their forms look good and they convert. So we're going to want to make sure this saves. There's no save button. So we're going to make sure that we've done all the things. And then you can add blocks in here if you want to. So let me see what else we could put in there. So we wanted to add like another text block or something. You could do that. And now we're going to go back and we're going to delete that because we don't want another text block. Okay, so we're done with this part. So then if you click on this, you can look at what the triggers and actions are basically. So essentially with Klaviyo, we're going to keep it simple right now. You could have different email lists. One of your email lists might be for your Instagram email list where you create an opt-in form. It's not going to be a pop-up, but it would be maybe like a full page opt-in form, and you promote that on Instagram. So you have an entire thing only for your Instagram list. Your website pop-up should have its own like list attached to it, because then when you want to send an email out to people who have joined your email list, not people who have purchased, you know, okay, I can send my email list to my newsletter opt-in or something like that, or like my newsletter pop-up or my website pop-up, whatever you want to call it. And so you need an email list that like goes together with it. So since this is a brand new Klaviyo account, I don't have any email list. So it's just by default, it's connected to newsletter. But if you want to add a separate email list and you want to change it from newsletter to like website pop-up 20% off, then you can create a new email list, which we're not going to cover in this for now, but you can easily do that in Klaviyo. And there's plenty of videos that tell you how to create new email lists. For this, we're just wanting to give you sort of like the basics of Klaviyo and that kind of thing. So you would click newsletter, and then action is just, it submits the form. If you're doing multi-step things, you can do different things. So just don't worry about that too much. You can change the button that says like, you can put sign up, or you could put like, I want my code, something like that. So that's it. So then we're going to leave this blank, because what this does is this is going to add an additional step. So for example, if you want people to opt into an SMS list, you could click here and you could add SMS type of opt-in. You can also add additional, like, so let's just click this profile information for now. And for example, if there's something like birthdays or something like that that you want to add additional information on. So if you are a jewelry brand, you could say, what's your favorite jewelry, earrings or bracelets? And people could click or something. So again, we're not going to kind of go too deep into that, but you can add things like that. So we're going to delete that for now. And we're going to just go to success. So here's where there's a few things that you want to just be aware of. So one is if you're doing a double or single opt-in, and then two, if you do want to have a discount code, you could put the code in here, or you can tell them, go and check your email list to grab your code, basically. So you can do either option, but you just want to make sure that if you give people the code here, that you don't have a single opt-in, because then people, I'm sorry. You want to make sure that if you give people the discount code, so you could put here like, use code Susan. Oops, oh my God. Use code Susan for 20% off. You can see here, copy an existing coupon from your e-commerce platform. So you can add text, or you can just put, use code Susan or whatever. You can also do the unique coupon where you can integrate, you have to integrate your Shopify store. And then basically this will say something like use code Q2419Q. So it's like a unique code for every person. So it's not just one blanket code. So for now, just use a code that you create in your Shopify store exclusively for your email list, like for your pop-up. So have a code that's just for your website pop-up, because number one, it makes it easier to track the ROI, the return on investment for your website pop-up, to like, are people actually using it? So you can do use code Susan for 20% off. So now basically what this is, and of course you want to like, let's go back and adjust this. So we're doing it as if, we're doing this as if this is actually your business right now. Okay. So now when someone signs up for your email list, this will pop up after, and it says you're in the club, use code Susan for 20% off. So after this, I'm going to go and show you the single versus double opt-in, so you know what to click here. But essentially, if you give people the discount code right away and you don't make them go and confirm their email address and you have a double opt-in, you're not going to be able to, you won't collect a single email address because basically you have double opt-in, which means people have to go and confirm their account before you can send them emails. So you want to make sure, this is a really important thing. I have made this mistake before. If you give people the discount code, then you have to make sure that you have a single opt-in. If you want to say you've joined the club, thanks so much. Now go and check your account and go check your email and confirm your account, and then you'll get your discount code. That would be a double opt-in. So you're fine either way. Double opt-in is better because it basically eliminates bots, and it eliminates people that will just plug in. People will come in here and just put like rq4fu@gmail.com just to get your discount code. And that's a bogus email address. And when you start to have a lot of bogus email addresses, it brings out the spam filters, and your deliverability, it becomes not good in Klaviyo, and that affects how much your emails will get sent out. So you just want to kind of be aware. So one, if you want to have a single opt-in, which means you don't require people to confirm their account, then give them the discount code in the success message. You still have to have your automation. So would be connected to your welcome sequence as well. And you would give people that discount code in that welcome sequence email. But if you don't want to do that and you want to make people confirm their subscription so you don't get bogus emails, then in your success message up here, you put, thank you so much for joining. Now go and check the email account that you just entered in, confirm your account, and then check your email for your discount code. That's all you have to do. It's easy, but you have to be aware of that because people make this mistake all the time where you give them the code, but you have a double opt-in with that email list, and then you're never acquiring a single email address. And I did that for one of my, I did that with my first business by accident, and I lost like hundreds of email addresses. So I don't want you to do the same thing. And then that's it. And you would click publish, and it's saying, oops, there's an alert. So let's review the alert. Adjust block colors to improve contrast. Okay. What does that mean? Yeah, I think the contrast is great, so we're just going to leave that. Publish anyway. And see how it says live? So that's the important thing. You want the form to be live. And it says install Klaviyo forms. So I haven't added this. I haven't connected this to a Shopify store, which is why it's not 100% connected, because it's not connected to a website. So just keep that in mind. You have to actually integrate your Klaviyo with Shopify, but this is how you build a converting pop-up. And let's see if we can test it on mobile to make sure it looks good on mobile. So let's go back and we're going to go to styles. And we're going to go to mobile and see how we can change that, because that doesn't look very good, does it? So mobile. And sometimes on mobile, the image doesn't show, but we definitely want it to show. So I know you can do it here somewhere. Let's see. With such option. Yeah, sometimes on mobile, it just doesn't show, but just keep that in mind. We're going to come back here and we're going to make the image medium because that's where it looked better. There might be a field down there where it shows you how to adjust it for mobile, but it's not kind of showing me now. Yeah. So on mobile, it might show as it might just show as the square, but here it's showing me the both things. So you can kind of go back in here and click on mobile and just play around with how it looks, basically. But you want it to show on all devices, basically. So that is it. That is how you create a very beautiful and simple pop-up in Klaviyo. And then just really quickly, actually, since we're here, I'm going to go and show you Okay, so I want to just quickly show you that double opt-in versus single opt-in, because that directly relates to sign up form. And it's not exactly clear when you kind of sign up for Klaviyo. So again, we're going to go down to listen segments. And again, because this is a brand new account, I don't really have anything in here, but this will just give you like a sample of what you might have as well. So I'm going to come over to newsletter because that's what is connected to the sign up form. So again, go to sign up form, open it up, and you can double check which list it's connected to if you're not sure. So where did I go? Sign up form, and we have to edit it. So go to edit and go to targeting and behavior. Oops, sorry, wrong thing. Click on the call to action button, and you can see here, list to submit newsletter. So it's attached to your newsletter list. And you can always change it, but for now, we're going to keep it as is. And we're going to go to list and segments. We're going to go down to newsletter list. And we're going to go over right here where it says subscribe and preferences pages. That's where you adjust this kind of information. So it's good for you to be aware of this kind of information, but for now, let's just look at this right here, email confirmation. Actually, sorry, hold on. I have to go back one more time. Okay, so I went to the wrong thing, sorry. So we're going to go back again to listen segments. This is what happens when you don't use these things every single day. You forget where all the little bits and pieces are. I used to use Klaviyo constantly, and I don't every day anymore. So you kind of forget where things are. Okay, so you go to settings, open up your list, go to settings, then go down here to consent. So right here. So this is where you want to do the opt-in process. So again, if you click this, it's going to open up an article that talks about double opt-in process. I'm not going to go through that right now, but you need to understand what that means. I kind of already explained it to you, but it just means that if you make someone confirm their subscription, like, yes, I want to subscribe to your email list, then you have to change the way that you give people the discount code versus if you do a single opt-in, you can give them the discount code and they don't have to, go and check their email address. So this is really important. So I'm going to click for now, single opt-in, which means that people are instantly subscribed to your email list without confirmation, and that when you have that pop-up that says the success message says use code Susan for 20% off, then it shows up right away. The reason I'm putting this for now is because I really like people to get their discount code right away. It improves the conversion rate versus making them go check their email. Sometimes the emails don't come right away and people just get confused. So I like to always idiot-proof things and make it easy for them. With that said, if you're doing a single opt-in, you definitely have to do more email cleanup, which means deleting or getting rid of emails that people don't open the email addresses, like bogus emails and things like that. So for now, don't worry about that. Just understand the process of the opt-ins and which one you should choose. So I'm going to choose single opt-in for now. And then I'm going to go back to subscribe. Oops, I didn't save it, did I? No, I did not. Okay, single opt-in, I'm going to save it. And then you go to subscribe pages. So again, let's pretend that you want a double opt-in, okay? Why does it keep not saving that? It's weird. So you go to subscribe page. So you would come here and you would click, you would want to adjust your subscribe page in your email confirmation page, but it's also a good idea for anyone here to basically adjust all these pages here and at least add your color, your brand color. So click on email confirmation. So this is what happens when someone subscribes to your email list. So you can adjust all these things here. You definitely want to at least adjust the button color because this blue looks really ugly. I'm going to open up an email that I'm using for an example in this course, but basically this is an example from FreshSend. So this is what happens when you confirm and you sign up for their email list. this is the email that will be sent to you that says you've confirmed the email for this account. So see how nice that looks? So if we kind of, I'm going to try to pull this back. So you can see this is when it's adjusted properly, and then this is when it's not adjusted properly. Like it kind of looks like that. Actually, do you know what? One sec. I'm going to open up my desktop and pull up, I think it's this email here. Yeah. So this is actually the pop-up that will pop up. I'm sorry. This is the email that is this right here. It's like the same email. Confirm your subscription. Yeah. So this is what you could potentially turn this email into. You put a logo. So you'd come in here, and if you can add a logo or something, and you might not be able to, but you should be able to add a logo. Block styles. And unfortunately, my screen is not letting me scroll down because of my recording, but essentially you can probably add a logo there, and you can just adjust the text, and you can make it look more pretty like this. So confirm your subscription. Yes, I want to subscribe. You can kind of use some of that text as like copy if you want to, but the important thing is that these things look on brand. Otherwise it just looks clunky and it just doesn't look very good. Okay, let me just do one more thing. This thing is very slow. Okay, so the email confirmation. So again, you would do the same thing. When someone subscribes, it gets the email, and then, sorry, I opened up the wrong thing again. Sorry, guys. So you want to go to the, let's see, email confirmation, subscribe page. Okay, so it's this one here. So yeah, you would just kind of click those things there. So anyway, I don't want to go too deep into this stuff, but you just want to be aware that if you have single opt-in, again, versus double opt-in, you have to adjust those pages there. And if you're going to give people the coupon code, you want to make sure that, again, if you're having a double opt-in, you don't give people that coupon code without telling them, hey, you have to go and confirm your email list before you get the code. Because otherwise, you're literally doing all this stuff and then you're not able to actually email all those people. So it's a big mistake that I have unfortunately made, and I don't want you to do the same thing. All right, my friends. So now you are going to go and create your own beautiful pop-up using whatever email marketing software you have. And, keep in mind, Klaviyo is by far the most complicated, but once you get these little things right, it'll be a piece of cake for you.